due to an increase of human activity during the Industrial Revolution. Factories since have released clouds of greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere, and with the combination of deforestation and agricultural practices, trees and other processes are unable to absorb this carbon dioxide, trapping heat in the atmosphere and causing temperatures to rise and ice caps to melt. But what does this mean for Corte Madera?
Hello everyone, I'm Kiyomi.
I'm Violet, and this is Quinn.
Hi.
And today we'll be talking to you about sea level rise in Corte Madera.
Let's start with a little history.
The Miwok people were the native inhabitants of the region, but in 1916 the town, Corte Madera, was built, removing settled peoples, and construction grew after World War II, filling in the natural marshes. There are three main sources for sea level rise in this community today: king tides, stormwater runoff, and the consequences of marsh fillings. Let's start with marshes. So due to the filling of marshes, the town has decided 2 to 4 feet and is continuing to do so today as the weight of earth fills roads and homes, compressing bay mud. Not only that, but marshes work to filter nutrients from upland sources and help to reduce impact of coastal storms by absorbing wave energy.
So without this, Corte Madera is perceptible to damage during floods? For sure.
Then we have king tides. But first, let's define what a tide actually is. It's the gravitational forces on the moon and sun on Earth. Now, let's talk king tides. In January, the Earth makes its closest approach to the sun. This makes spring tides extra high in December and January, creating what we call king tides. And when king tides occur during floods or storms, the water levels can rise even higher and have the potential to cause great damage to the shoreline. Also, without marshes in Corte Madera to help protect this impact, it causes greater damages to Corte Madera shorelines.
Isn't that what pipes are supposed to deal with?
Well, that's part of the problem, the drainage system.
Can you explain?
So, because the temperature is increasing and water is getting warmer, this means more rain. And rainstorms flowing down the drain can cause flooding because groundwater rises along with the sea, so there is less room underground to flow into.
That's crazy.
So these are all reasons why now over 1,700 properties in Corte Madera are at risk of flooding over the next 30 years. This represents 46.5% of all properties in Corte Madera. Violet, could you expand on its effects on the community for us?
You might not see it every day, but sea level rise is already changing life in Corte Madera. Let's break it down. Flooding in the area isn't just from heavy rain. It's caused by extreme tides, stormwater runoff, and outdated drainage systems. In some neighborhoods, water can reach up to 2 or 3 feet. That's enough to damage cars, flood basements, and ruin the first floor of your home.
Whoa.
Back in 1982 and 1998, major floods hit hard, especially in areas like Madera Gardens and Mariner Cove. And even now, FEMA still considers large parts of Corte Madera at risk, including homes that have never flooded. So what's been done? Well, from 1998 to 2023, a special storm drainage tax helped fund a pump station upgrades and drainage improvements. Today, the town continues with levee repairs, pump maintenance, and clearing storm drains. There's some good news. Residents might qualify for federal grants that can cover up to 75% of home elevations or even property buyouts. It's great, and preparation matters. Homeowners are encouraged to get flood insurance. Also, keep ditches clear and get permits if you're doing work in flood-prone areas. Alerts are also key. Sign up for WEA, EAS, and Alert Marin to stay ahead of emergencies.
Zooming out, the bigger picture is serious. Over 130 miles of roads, 15 marinas, 3 ferry terminals, and up to 300,000 people in Marin County are vulnerable to sea level rise and storm surges. And even public facilities are at risk. Schools, fire stations, wastewater plants, shelters, and transit hubs like the San Rafael Transit Center. The average Corte Madera household brings in over $220,000 a year, and homes are valued at about $1.7 million. But economic strength doesn't make us immune. Between 57,000 and 100,000 people in Marin could be affected.
The cost to adapt?
Over $1 billion. Sea level rise isn't just a coastal issue, it's local, it's urgent, and it's happening now. So know your risk, get prepared, and help protect Corte Madera's future.
So how are organizations working to stop sea level rise? We researched 2 different solutions enacted in Corte Madera. The San Francisco Bay Conservation and Development Commission, or the BCDC, created a plan to use tidal marshes to help prevent large waves and sea level rise from destroying homes and land in Corte Madera. The marshes would act as a barrier for waves to reduce their speed and impact on the land. It was found that the marshes and Corte Madera baylands were one of the best solutions to sea level rise here. The BCDC then began its project in maintaining and caring for the Corte Madera baylands so they can become high, wide marshes. We need to continue to maintain these large marshes to act as a natural barrier for our community. We can all help preserve the environment by carpooling, walking, or biking, or using less plastic packaged items to help out the marshes stay strong. The second solution was enacted by the Corte Madera Climate Adaptation Assessment. The assessment was developed in 5 key phases: laying the foundation, engaging on adaptation, exploring adaptation options, refining adaptation approaches, and finalizing the assessment. The goals of the assessment were to protect the health and safety of Corte Madera residents, to incorporate resilience and equity into all of the town's plans, and to increase community awareness about the urgent need to take action and bring the community together to gather with its neighboring towns to build resilience against sea level rise. The assessment phases included community workshops, online surveys, partner and town meetings, town council meetings, and Resilience Advisory Committee, or RAC meetings, and 3 rounds of public comments, which they received of over 1,000 comments on the assessment. This assessment involved educating the community to have everyone's input on how to improve the town's planning for sea level rise.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you, and we hope that you guys learned something about sea level rise in Corte Madera.
Peace out.